So today I want to talk about my inner voice. So my inner voice is the most self-critical inner voice. Um, I'm more harsh on myself than I am on anyone else, right? And I think it stemmed from a place of insecurity for me growing up, where you cannot criticize me if I criticize myself harder than you, right? So but I've been listening to a lot of podcasts recently, and then they keep on saying, if you took your inner voice and put it into like a friend and they said stuff like that to you, would you want to be around that friend? And my answer was, actually, I wouldn't want to be around that friend, right? So if you would create barriers and boundaries with your friends who are self-critical, why would you not create boundaries with yourself when you're being self-critical, right? So once I learned that, I was like, wow, that's very insightful. And I would say some mean stuff to myself, right? Like, you're so stupid, Steven. Like, why'd you buy a mobile home park? You're stupid. Why'd you invest in an Amazon dropshipping store? Why'd you invest in a pharmacy, right? And at the time, it made sense to me, and I thought I was invincible. And for me, it was a life lesson that I needed, right? So you live and learn, right? You either grow or you learn, right? So for me, now I learned that I'm probably never going to do a business ever again. That's brick and mortar. I'm probably never going to invest in a business that I don't know, and I'm not going to buy real estate that's not apartment complexes or single family homes in a market I know, right? So it gave me a lot of clarity. It gave me a lot of vision, and I'm going to take this for the rest of my life, right? I'm only 33 right now. I'm almost 34, but I have these nuggets and knowledge and wisdom that will compound for the rest of my life, right? I can invest in real estate for another 30 years and only be 63. I can continue building my social media personal brand, do mentorship, coaching, and teaching, which is what I love, right? And surrounding myself with growth-oriented people, with people who want to learn, with people who want to better themselves, and I can help people do that, right? So, things happen for a reason, and you got to take the good or the bad, right? Like, that's why I always try to talk about the bad, because a lot of YouTubers, influencer, podcasters, they just talk about the good. But I want to share you, there's the good, the bad, the ugly, right? I'm just willing to share the good, the bad, the ugly. A lot of people just only share the good, right? So, so stop being so self-critical on yourself, right? Like, it's not going to serve you any better. It's not going to make you a better person, right? Like, I used to be like, oh, you're so stupid, you should be more successful. Like, no, if you pull yourself out 3,000 foot view, like, relatively speaking to my peers, I'm already in like the top 5% or maybe top 1% for my age group, right? Like, many people do not own real estate. They just want to buy a house. A lot of people don't have their student loans. A lot of people are not growth oriented. A lot of people are not self-reflective, right? So don't beat yourself up, right? Like, if you don't work out, you're tired. Your body's tired. Like, listen to your body, right? If you're tired, then rest. If you're hungry, eat. If you want to work out, then work out, right? So it's just really being more self-accepting of, like, hey, you're not gonna be perfect, but as long as you're moving in the right direction, right? So even though I didn't work out today, for example, at least I'm thinking about it, and maybe I'll sleep earlier today so that I'm more well rested, so that's tomorrow I want to work out, right? Or maybe I'll do a lighter workout than usual. If I want to work out for, let's say, 30 minutes, maybe I'll do 10-15 minutes, right? The key is to do something, right? Like, at least do something to keep that habit going, and to prove to yourself that, hey, I'm a person who, like, sticks to my word, right? So it's very challenging. Like, I used to, like, beat myself, like, oh, I'm so stupid, oh, I'm this, I'm not smart enough, like, so, and that's something that, like, my girlfriend struggles with too, right? Like, she would just be like, oh, I'm not qualified enough for this job. I'm like, well, just apply for the job. If you get an interview, then they think that you have a shot. And if you don't get the job, then at least you tried, right? At least you tried. At least you learned how to interview better for the next time. At least you are going to improve yourself and get better. So don't beat yourself up, right? Like, that's what I mean. Like, just try. You tried, right? And you got better. Like, next time you do an interview, you'll do even better, right? So you're improving, you're getting practice, you're getting better. Just because you got rejected doesn't mean you're bad. So it's really interesting. Like, so the whole point of this video is I want you to just take a pause and listen, write down what self-criticism you have for yourself. Like, this really helped me too. Like, I journal every day, right? Like, while I sit in my car before I start these videos, I actually journal. And some days I'll journal like what my self-critical talk is and just read it out loud, and you'll see how crazy it is sometimes, right? Like, oh my God, you are so mean to yourself, right? And then once you look at it and just say, hey, if someone else, if a friend told me this, would you want to be their friend? And the answer is no. So you want to cut out your toxic inner voice and write it down, look at it, and be like, no, I'm just being critical of myself, right? Because like I said, it never helped me to be better by having a harsh inner critical voice. So key of this whole video, this 5-6 minute video, is write it down, catch yourself when you're being self-critical, and analyze, you know what, is this helping me? And the answer is probably no. It's probably not helping you. And then find ways to limit this critical voice, right? And it takes practice, and it's a continuous process. Like, I'm not perfect at it either, right? You just have to catch yourself early on. Oh, I don't want to go down this negative loophole. Let's stop it. It's not going to help you. It's not going to make you happier. So key point is just catch yourself doing it, right? Catch yourself, pause, and at that point, you will start to notice like how much happier you are and more freeing you are. So hopefully you found value from this video. Hopefully this gets you to stop being less self-critical of yourself and catch yourself not being mean to yourself early on. So please pick a comment down below of how you're going to improve your self-critical talk, what strategies are you going to implement, and maybe what's the worst thing that you ever said to yourself, right? Just to get it out there. Hopefully you found value from this video. Please share this to somebody who needs this advice, who needs these strategies, and I hope to see you in the next one. Thank you so much.